Howdy everybody, it's Twin Soul Poets. We are your go-to couple for love and relationship advice.
Dope spoken word poetry.
And uplifting content. Yes.
Today, folks, we discuss how to define your twin flame mission. The shared mission and vision that twin flames have is really one of the most important parts of a twin flame union. So it's important to prioritize figuring out what that mission is. What is it that you and your twin flame have to offer to the world in your work together?
And we are going to share with you exactly how we did that.
Before we get into the how-to, what you gotta do is...
You gotta like it. You gotta subscribe to it.
Yes.
You gotta keep us motivated and inspired with your comments and suggestions and feedback. Let's give them a second to do that right now. There were 3 things that we realized helped us define and refine our twin flame mission. And the first thing was just following our intuition. So early on we started getting these little hits that we didn't even, before we even really knew that they were hits and before we even knew it was kind of assigned to our twin flame mission. We used to write poetry to each other, and we still do sometimes, while he was overseas in Thailand. And at some point he mentioned that it would be really cool if we did a group piece together. And he's like, we could do, twin soul poems. And I was like, twin soul poets? And Hamilton said, oh yeah, the world ain't ready for that. And we just laughed about it, not realizing that that was the first sign leading us in the direction of our mission.
Yeah,
right, Ben?
I don't think either one of us had any inkling that, that sort of little joke would become our business.
So if there's any little idea that might have come up between you and your twin flame that was fun or made you laugh or was interesting, don't ignore that. It could be the first little hint or clue on your mission.
Yes, sometimes our visions and dreams, aspirations come to us in little moments where we're not really too attached to it, and we're just like, man, wouldn't that be awesome? And you just feel this rush of joy and excitement before the doubt starts to creep in or tell you all the reasons why you can't do it or that's not possible. Just a reminder, trust those things, and if an idea comes to you and really brings a lot of joy, start, maybe take it seriously.
It should feel fun.
Yes. Step 2 on defining your mission is take some action towards whatever those little hits of intuition are, little visions or dreams that pop into your head that feel exciting. Take a step. It doesn't have to be a giant step, some giant leap of faith like starting in a business together. It could just be something as simple as you had an idea about performing poems, sit down together and try to write a poem together. The first time that we actually were considering, okay, well, if we were going to perform together, what poems could we use? We took 2 poems that we had just written to each other months apart and sat down and we're like, maybe we could piece these together into a group piece somehow. And we were like, well, let's just start by just reading it line for line. And it was this amazing it rhymed at multiple parts. It made sense throughout. It was almost like the way the 2 poems came together. It was like it was supposed to be one poem.
If we needed a sign that we were in the right direction, that was it.
Yeah, certain lines were overlapping to where it would end with I, and then the next line of her poem would start with I, and it was just it was so weird.
So ask yourself if you have any ideas that have come up that seem to kind of be unfolding on their own. That's a great sign that you're headed in the right direction. When you start to follow these little hits of intuition and take action, you will start to get signs from the universe that you are headed in the right direction. For us, when we started performing together, we would get all of these people coming up to us afterwards saying, one, how much they loved our poetry, but also how much they loved our energy together and how we inspired them. They would say, your relationship is so inspiring to us, and we're thinking we're just being us and, not really thinking about it in that way. But that was one of the breadcrumbs that led us to the work we're doing now, sharing love and relationship advice, and expanding the idea of what twin soul poets could be. So the universe will drop these little breadcrumbs and affirmations from people, and that's when you really start to gain momentum.
Yes, so step 3 is follow those signs. When people are giving, and you start hearing the same thing over and over again, and when opportunities are just falling into your lap, say yes to them.
Yes.
Even if it's something that's totally new. If you get invited to speak at something and you've never spoken in front of a crowd before, just say yes. And try it.
And even if it doesn't make sense to you rationally, like say, for our example, we suddenly get an invitation to go to some kind of workshop about something that we feel like is totally unrelated. Go, because you never know who you'll meet there. You never know why you need to be in that certain place at a certain time. But we found throughout our relationship, when we trust that unfolding, that it's always led to some like amazing and beautiful places.
And so maybe if there's one final step to this, it's just repeat steps 1 through 3. Like once you're getting a bunch of signs, you're getting a bunch of affirmations as sort of hints as to which way to go, then start over from step 1. Follow your intuition about, does this feel right? Even and push through the fear sometimes too. If it's leading you into some new territory. Trust the signs.
It's ever evolving. I mean, you're always going to be in steps 1 through 3. We're in it now. Yesterday on Instagram, I saw a post that said, pick a card. It was like a tarot reader. And I picked the first deck and it said, keep going. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. It's going where you want it to go. And we have our goal to get to 1,000 subscribers here and beyond, and to grow our Instagram as well. So that's just an example of saying yes, and here we are making our video today. So it's ever evolving, and it's exciting, and it's challenging, and it can be scary, but that's what the twin flame dynamic is about. It's about jumping in, going for it, diving right in, even when you don't know how it's going to turn out, and just trusting that the mission of your souls will guide you.
Yes, and this feels like a good opportunity also just to say thank you once again to all of you folks that watch our videos, have been liking our content, and especially commenting. Like, I want to share how much of an affirmation is a sign to us when we get those comments from you guys saying how inspired you are by what we're doing, and how much our videos and content uplift your spirits and everything. That's exactly what we're talking about as far as those signs and things that will push you forward. That's what you guys do for us when you're giving us that kind of feedback. So
yes, thank you. Let us know what your twin flame mission is, if you've connected with your twin flame, or if you want to learn how to connect with your twin flame. Ask us your questions below, and we will be posting more content very soon.
Yeah.